Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. It's your girl Krissy Cela, and today we're going to be doing a lot of cooking. I know how much you love cooking with Krissy, so why not let me share with you my 5 top recipes that I absolutely adore. Super easy to make, high in micronutrients, it's what our body needs, it's what our soul needs, and also you get to share this with me. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and press that thumbs up to support your girl. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So the first recipe we're gonna make is some chocolate granola. I absolutely love granola. I have it with yogurt, milk, whatever you fancy. So what you're gonna need for this is a massive big bowl and a big spoon. And then, do you know how easy this recipe is to make? You'll just see. So in here, by the way, absolutely everything will be listed in the description box. So I'm gonna show you how I combine all the ingredients together. But if you wanna know exactly the quantities, make sure you take a screenshot of the description. So in here, I have some rolled oats. I have about 2 cups, I would say, really fluffy. And then I'm gonna pop that in my bigger bowl. And then in there, I'm gonna put some almonds. So you can have these like cut into tiny pieces or whole. I should have really cut these almonds, like how lazy am I? They're still going in there. And then I'm also gonna add some sunflower. No, these are pumpkin seeds. Are these sunflower seeds? Anyway, I'm gonna add any type of seed in here. And then some maple syrup. You want to be messy with this. You don't want to be careful. You want to coat everything. Also some coconut oil. I think I'm going to need to add a bit more maple syrup. So what you want to do is you want to absolutely smother this in syrup and oil and everything that people are going to say is terrible for you. But listen, it tastes good, so you know. So as you can see, I'm covering everything right now. Like so. It smells really good. You can also at this point, what I sometimes like to do but I don't have any right now, is get really old bananas and mash them up, and you can add the banana in here and you won't need to add as much oil and maple syrup, and it will combine all the ingredients together. So once you've mixed in all your ingredients and the oats are pretty much covered with the liquids, what I want you to do is grab a baking tray with some baking paper like so, and then you're just gonna pop your mixture onto the tray like so, and then you're just gonna separate it. You don't want to be neat with this, you want to be super messy. Like, it takes 2 seconds. That's literally all I want you to do. Bish, bash, bosh, real good, nosh. Okay, and then after that, you're gonna pop it in your oven. So what I like to do, right, everyone always asks me, what Fahrenheit do you have your oven? I really don't know. I just put it on at highest and hope it cooks the fastest. And Jack hates me for it, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna pop it in the oven. And then I'm gonna allow that to really become golden and brown and crunchy. Once that's happened, I'm gonna take it out and then I'm gonna coat it in chocolate little chips that I have. I've actually just grabbed a big dark chocolate and cut it up into small pieces, and then I'll smother the granola in that, and hopefully it will melt a little bit and you got yourself some chocolate granola. I'll show you the finished result right now. So the granola is out of the oven, and as you can see, it's all golden and brown. And what I'm gonna do now is, because it's so warm, I'm gonna add in the chocolate chunks. Now this chocolate has a little bit of orange in, but you can also use whatever flavor you want. And that's gonna melt into the chocolate. What? Huh? That's gonna melt into the granola. You can add a little bit more. I'm gonna let this cool down now. And then what I do is, once it's cooled down, I literally just grab one of these glass jars. I have smaller versions. And then I pop the granola into this jar and then I use it whenever I need to use it. It tends to last me about a week just because I love my granola. So yeah, there you go guys. My crunchy, oaty, chocolatey granola. So the next one is gonna be my hearty omelette. Everybody loves an omelette. That is a statement. I bet someone's gonna be like, I don't like an omelette. But I love omelettes. So I'm gonna show you an omelette that I absolutely adore, that I have in the morning or even as lunch. You can have with a side salad as well or some toast. Super simple to make. Yet again, all these recipes are so easy to make. So you have no excuses not to try at least one. Come on, try one with me. Come on, try one with me. Okay. So you're gonna need a bowl. And I'm gonna use 3 eggs, 3 whole eggs. Oh, I got a bit of shelling. Yeah, it's alright, I like a bit of crunch. So, 3 whole eggs. I do tend to take out the yolk whenever I am like leaning out a bit. That's just me being honest. It does hold a lot of fat, but it's good fat as well. So please do remember that. In the sink that goes. So before we add any of the other ingredients, I'm gonna actually whisk my eggs. I like to whisk them prior, make them a bit fluffier. Once you have whisked your 3 eggs together, yet again, you can add more eggs depending on how much protein you prefer. It's completely down to you. I'm gonna add some fresh cherry tomatoes in here that I've washed and cut into halves. About a handful. We're gonna need the rest of these cherry tomatoes for our other recipe. In here as well, I'm gonna add in some chopped red pepper. This is just some bell pepper. I'm also going to be adding some mushrooms. Now I'm not adding in the asparagus into this mixture. I'm actually going to be sauteing it with a little bit of spring onion first, getting it a bit more caramelized, and then I'm gonna add in the omelette with all these other ingredients. So also one thing to always remember and note, you wanna cover everything you've just popped in with the eggs. Cover it with the egg. At this point, what I like to do is grab a bit of pink Himalayan salt and black pepper as well, just for some seasoning. A lot of people ask me whether, you should include seasoning into your food. Hell yeah. Salt, pepper, oregano, basil, chives, whatever you want to include. Fresh herbs, dried herbs. The more the merrier. Chilies, you could add some chili into this. Damn, I really feel like a chef. Bash, bish, bash, bosh. Joking. Right, so we're gonna set that aside, and then in our frying pan, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil, just a dash. Nothing too crazy. There we go, just a dash. And then whilst that's heating up, really quickly, I'm gonna chop up my spring onion. So make sure that you clean your spring onion because it holds a lot of mud. Cut it in half. Alright, so I flipped it and it obviously didn't work out, which I'm a bit embarrassed about, but it's life. So I'm gonna add some cheese. Big bit of extra protein. What was meant to happen now, if it didn't mess up, is what I was meant to flip it again in half. Okay, so that's pretty much done, and it ended up being a scrambled egg. So I'm gonna plate it up now. Here, this is my scrambled omelette. Okay, so recipe number 3, seeing as I absolutely messed up the second recipe. It still tastes good though, so definitely give it a go. It's a it's a king prawn chili halloumi wrap. That's a mouthful. It's delicious. You can take it literally to the office with you if you're a student. Whatever it is that you do, take it along with you. Why is that everything has to rhyme? Like, what is this? Okay, anyway. So what you're gonna need is a frying pan and some olive oil again. Oh, this is already on. So we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil into this dish, and the frying pan is fairly warm. So I have here some king prawns. They're uncooked, so as soon as you whack them in the frying pan, they will go pink. So we're gonna cook those through and through. I love garlic, full of flavor. There we go. Just a little bit in there. Dish bash bosh. And then I'm also gonna add some Himalayan pink salt. You can also add some fresh chili into this, but I don't have any. You've got to make sure it's cooked through and through. Getting a bit crazy with the garlic. In this frying pan, I'm now going to add the halloumi and make sure that I just cook it through and through a bit. So I'm going to assemble my wraps together. These are just white flour wraps. I'm using some Alpro plain unsweetened yogurt just as my base. Moving on to the next recipe, and this is my classic pasta bake. You can incorporate tuna or chicken into this dish. However, I'm going to keep it vegetarian based and just fill it up with so many vegetables, and it's going to be delicious as well. And you can have pasta, and please don't think you need to restrict pasta and bread and all these really just, they're good food. They're good for your soul, okay? So what you're going to need is some boiling water. And also, I'm just using some white pasta. You can use brown. It's completely down to preference. I'm making enough for the whole family. I feel like with this dish, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it in bulk, just because you can take it anywhere with you. You don't have to make it in small quantities because it does take a little bit longer to prep and to make. So that's why I prefer to make it in bigger amounts. I also pre-boil my water just because it's a bit quicker to cook. And then one thing I learned, my mama taught me this, just to add a little bit of olive oil into your pasta and a little bit of salt as well. It will help flavor the pasta and then make it not stick to one another. We're gonna boil that and come back to it in about 10 minutes time. Moving on to the tomato sauce base, I'm gonna add a bit of olive oil. And then for my vegetable choices, you can also add some onion and garlic to this dish as well. It's completely down to preference and what your flavor is about. So for this dish, I'm using some courgettes and asparagus, some mushrooms, and then the bell pepper I had before. I try to always, when it comes to pasta, right, you really don't need any fancy ingredients. You don't need to use the ingredients I'm using. You can use any type of vegetables that you love. But these are the vegetables that I really like and my family really likes, and Jack loves them as well. So I'm just taking everyone into consideration so they eat this food that I make. Because I'll beat them up if they don't. Alright, adding all my ingredients together. Yet again, like same with the granola, you don't want to be too neat with this dish. Like, throw in as many ingredients as you want, throw in what your heart desires, Cook it all up, add it all together, and eat it. Enjoy it. Enjoy your food. Food does not need to be depriving. It does not need to be you starving yourself to see these results. I've always said that since day one. If you followed me from, you know, the first video I ever made last year till now, you guys know that nutrition plays such a valuable part in my life. For such a long time, I was under-eating, underfeeding my body with the micronutrients it needed and it desired. And I thought that because I would eat less, my results would be better. But that's genuinely not how it works. It wasn't until I was fueling my body with good, nutritional, wholesome meals and seeing what my portion control was, that's when my body started changing. So I always want you to remember that. I don't want you to restrict or deprive yourself. Where's your man when you need him? Alright, anyway, once you've opened your tomato sauce jar, or you can make this at home, but honestly, I can't be bothered to make it at home. So whack it in there. And then I'm also going to add the leftover cherry tomatoes that I had. Don't let them go to waste. Alright, in here as well, once it's got a little bit saucy, we're going to add a bit of pink Himalayan salt. A little bit of pepper. Actually, a lot of pepper. Let it simmer for a little bit, and then we're going to combine the pasta and the sauce together. Pop a little cheese on top. Bake it in the oven. Let it go all crispy and brown on the top. You're done. Alright, I'm just rinsing the pasta off. It's all cooked. So then in this dish, this is going to be my pasta baked dish. I'm just going to whack the pasta in. Like so. And then smother it in my sauce. Once your pasta is all like pretty much covered in your sauce, I'm just going to top it off with some cheese. You can use some vegan cheese as well. You don't have to use mature cheddar. Pop it in the oven. Veggie pasta bake. Moving on to the final recipe. The last dish we're going to make is something super simple, delicious, sweet, and vegan. It's a chocolate chia seed pudding with some almond milk. So all you're going to need for this is some chia seeds, 100% cacao powder, purest form possible, some almond milk. Well, purest form is going to be actually the bloody cacao bean, but I don't have that right now. Almond milk and also some almond butter. So what you're going to do is I'm going to make enough for 2 people or 2 portions. I'm going to add in half a cup of chia seeds into my bowl. You can use this as a sweet treat. You can use this as breakfast, a snack, whatever your heart desires. We're going to do 2 half a cups, so that makes it a cup. So we're going to use 1 cup of almond milk, and then we're going to whisk this together. In this dish as well, I'm going to add some cacao powder. I'm going to add a bit more because I'm going crazy with cocoa. Whisk it together. Now that we've combined all our ingredients together, we are going to place it into these fancy jars. So remember, chia seeds expand overnight, so you don't want to like go crazy and put it right to the top. So we're gonna put these bad boys in the fridge, leave them overnight, they will expand slightly, and then we're gonna top them off with some almond butter and some strawberries, and they will be absolutely delicious. So let's see what they look like in the morning. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and following your girl on Instagram. Comment down below for any future videos you'd like to see. Anyways guys, I love you always and forever. Make sure you stay tuned, more videos coming your way.